Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching this out there on the World Wide Web. This is Jeremy Geelan with SYS-CON TV here at 5th Cloud Expo. We're in New York City, as is Darryl Brown from Switch and Data. Welcome to you, sir.
Welcome. Nice to meet you, Jeremy.
We found like a gap in the crazy program, so we've stolen you from your stand to tell us about Switch and Data, and perhaps you can relate it also to what's going on in any moment behind us at Cloud Expo.
Absolutely. So Switch and Data are predominantly a co-location company. We have 34 locations across the US and in North America and Canada, soon to be 36. What we do for the cloud and the SaaS empires is to help them connect to each other. So if you're looking at building a SaaS environment or cloud environment and you're working with other providers in your supply chain, we provide the cooling, the electricity, and the ability to connect to all the various telecommunications providers and internet service providers around the globe.
Now that suggests to me that you have been around a little while, because that's not an easy problem set to solve.
Yes, we've been around over 10 years. So as an organization, we're about $225 million revenue, and we service predominantly most of the network service providers in North America. And as well, we provide co-location facilities to a large number of internet service providers, content service providers, CDNs, all the trendy words that you can pick out of the sky, and allow them to do business. And because we're neutral, we don't mind who you use as a carrier or who you connect to. We'll just help you get your stuff going, help you put it in our facilities, and advise you on what are the best locations based on who you want to service.
Sounds like a pretty good value prop to me, so I'm thinking things are probably going quite well at Switch and Data in this cloud era.
I would say now is a very good time, yes. I think as the cloud facilities evolve, what we're starting to see is they're looking at offering more mission-critical solutions to people as we all move to that mainframe environment again. And they're looking for more mission-critical sort of solutions that they're delivering, so therefore they're starting to think more about their connectivity and their location and where they place their equipment versus, say, a basement.
What do you say, all joking aside, what do you say to a kid, or your own kids, what do I know, who come up to you and say, so I hear what you do. Isn't that what was going on like 40 years ago? How do you explain the paradox? Because you can't deny it, but this must be a new incarnation for a new reason. But what words come out of your mouth?
I think majority now, it's more like a mall, where in the past we could sit there and say, hey, just use me. I think more like we're like a mall now, so we're the guys that own the mall, and we'll give you your base services, your security guards, we'll help you get your communication services in there, and maybe even recommend a few people to provide the cash registers. But we need to find the right mix of shops that can either attract the right customers and or do business with each other, which is very different to the past, where we would pretty much sit there and twiddle our thumbs and not think about the mix of people we have in there. The internet makes it very necessary now for us to think about who is there. If all I have is lots of content and nobody to look at it in my data center, it's like, what's the attraction? Right. And that's the big paradox now.
Moles in the cloud. Looking forward, Darryl, I mean, what kind of growth curve is Switch and Data on? Because I know, without even looking up, that you guys must be growing because the amount of data is growing.
We're growing steadily. Above market, I believe last year's growth curve was about 19%. This year we'll probably track along similar with that. So we're above the average, so we're growing quite nicely. I would probably look to start seeing upticks in the next year or two as the whole industry stabilizes and we start seeing the need for more value-added type services and people looking for a lot more resilience than currently they see now.
And can't possibly let you go without any security concerns that are unsolved, that you're quite happy to say, yes, these are unsolved, but they're being worked on, Jeremy?
Security concerns. I would say the majority of people now, from a data center perspective, it's fine. We've got security guards, remote monitoring, you've got cameras, you've got people on site, off site, and you've got lots and lots of doors and man traps. But when you think about the cloud infrastructure, I think what we're seeing is that customers are starting to not my customer, the end user, they have to trust their cloud provider. And a cloud provider has to trust a data center provider. So a lot of that is a base of sets of procedures. And also from a connectivity perspective, we're all relatively happy using the internet. And I think to get into your cloud, that's fine. But when you're looking at moving traffic through the cloud from one cloud to another, we'll probably people start moving back to private infrastructure for that. Probably not for security, probably for performance.
Interesting. You see, now you're the first person to say that. It seems rather insightful. I think I know why Switch and Data are doing very well in this industry. We better send people because they can't be here, perhaps. That's why they're watching this out via SYS-CON TV. How can we hook them up? Where's your URL and what will they see when they go there?
Well, if you go to Switch and Data's website, which is www.switchanddata.com, depending on your business, you can choose what you're looking for, be it a network service provider, cloud provider, financial services provider, or a content provider. And we have a lot of information there. Or just give us a call.
That's simple enough, isn't it? Thank you so much, Darryl Brown. Go to switchanddata.com and see if what he's saying appeals to you. Thanks again, Darryl, and thank you for watching this out there on the World Wide Web.